We are about 4 weeks away from WrestleMania, and somehow there are still some huge names with absolutely no clear direction to going to the grandest stage of them all. Matches are starting to fall into place, the card is filling up, and every year there are a few major stars who end up missing WrestleMania entirely. So today, I'm breaking down the current road to WrestleMania, the matches that look locked in, that are locked in, the storylines that still need to happen, and the big names that might not make the card at all. And there's one former world champion who I genuinely think might not make the WrestleMania card at all this year. So stick around if you want to know who that is. Also, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe. We drop wrestling videos like this all the time, every week for your viewing pleasure. Let's get right into this. Okay, let's just go over the matches that are already locked in. We already have Roman and Punk. We have Orton and Cody. We have Jade and Rhea. And we have Stephanie and Liv. That's 4 matches. Now, we know WrestleMania generally puts on like 6 matches per night, roughly. So that's 12 matches. Now, with the extra hour airing on ESPN before they get into the rest of it, I think there could be that 13th match, maybe 14, if they can get 2 on that 1 hour. But the problem is, I have 13 matches, and there's still a lot of people missing, so I don't know what they're doing or what we're leading to, but a lot of big stars are going to miss this event. Now, we've already covered the 4 matches that are for sure locked in. I'm going to give you the other 9 matches that I think look like they have a direction to be there at the big show. I think that these matches are almost locked that they're going to happen, but then we're going to go over the stars that I don't know where we put them or if they even make it. Now, I know for sure we're getting Finn Balor and Dominik Mysterio at WrestleMania. That is a WrestleMania worthy match. The tease of this feud has been going on for a very long time, and I think that's a pretty good lock for this. The story going into Mania, I just don't know if we're going to get the Demon or not. I don't think the Demon is warranted here. I think that that's more of a blood feud thing. So maybe if this goes on with Finn Balor and Judgment Day for a while, then maybe we get the Demon down the road. I don't think we need that at Mania. Just to have an appearance of him, I don't think that would fit the Demon character at all anyway, to have him just to have him. I do think we get Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre. That's all but a for sure thing. I really wanted the Fatal 4-Way match with Orton and Cody and Jacob and Drew, but just feels like we're not getting it. And I really wanted it until I saw what Orton did last night to Cody. And I'm all in on Cody versus Randy Orton now. The problem is I would have turned Cody heel. That's just me. Because I think that we've seen this before. Cody, I mean, he gets beat up every year on the way to WrestleMania. It's like 3 things are for sure in this world: death, taxes, and Cody Rhodes getting his ass whipped on the way to WrestleMania. We had him get his ass whipped by The Rock 2 years ago. He got his ass whipped by John Cena last year in a shocking turn. Now we got Randy shockingly turning on him. It feels very repetitive. With Randy Orton and Cody, it's like, are you going to do the exact same thing you did last year? Cody gets betrayed by someone he's very close to, and then they beat him at WrestleMania for the championship. Is he really going to lose the title back-to-back years to Cena and Orton? And if Cody's going to win, then you're wasting this heel turn. You should have turned Randy heel after he lost to Cody. Neither here nor there. That match is for sure anyway. But Jacob Fatu and Drew for sure has to happen. The only thing about this match is we still don't know for sure who attacked Jacob Fatu. And the problem is Drew already said he didn't. And he's also the character that if he did something, he will tell you he did it. If he said he didn't do it, he probably didn't do it. So they're just fighting each other out of hatred. We need to know who attacked Jacob, or are we just going to forget that? Was it literally to write him off and then we never cover it again? Like, you need to know who attacked him so we can finish that story. And I'm hoping that this feud leads somewhere there, getting Jacob's attention turned somewhere else because Drew finds footage of who attacked him. I don't know. But at this point, it could either be Cody or Randy. It could be Sami Zayn because Sami Zayn's been kind of unhinged. But I think we get Jacob and Drew at WrestleMania. That's almost a lock. The tease every single week. Carmelo Hayes going up to Ilja Dragunov. You're going to take it this week. You're going to take it this week. You're going to take it this week. I think that match is the WrestleMania match. I think that's when Ilja is going to get some confidence back. I think this story they're telling backstage is going to build Ilja's confidence back, and that's when he's going to accept the open challenge, but he's going to want it for WrestleMania. It'll be a great match. Carmelo and Ilja can put on great work, so I'm not worried about that. I think that's where that match should be at WrestleMania, because it's going to get people's attention. You know, a lot of people start watching WrestleMania. That's when they're newbies to it and everything, and seeing competitors like that go off in a match is going to keep people retained, you know, after Mania. So I think we get Carmelo and Ilja Dragunov. I think we get Becky and AJ Lee. I think AJ Lee's going to drop the title to Bayley, because I think that Becky is going to screw her over. That's where we're going to see Becky come back, is in Monday Night Raw, and we're going to get them without the title. They don't need the title, and I think that Bayley is going to have other plans with that title that they've been teasing, so I have no problem AJ Lee just dropping the title back to someone, because Becky screws her over, because Becky and AJ is the Mania match. If you're going to have AJ Lee on Mania, it should be Becky Lynch this year. Now, I just said that Bayley will win the championship. I'm all in on a Lyra heel turn. We've all been thinking Bayley might do it with this personality issue she was having for a while. I would love to see her win it and Lyra backstab her and set up a Mania match with Bayley and Lyra for the Intercontinental Championship. I wouldn't say that that's almost a lock, but I think that it makes the most sense for those two characters, and getting that IC title on the Mania card is going to help the prestige of that title as well. So let's do that. Bayley versus Lyra, but I would really like to see what Lyra can do as a heel. I think that she would do really good. Something new for her character too, because now she's starting to taper off into the stale category. She's good in the ring, but that whole story with her and Becky and Bayley last year, I think that ever since then, Lyra's her character work has gone down a little bit. So I think that a heel turn would do her really good here. I got the Usos versus the Vision. What's left of the Vision. This Vision needs glasses, because it's so the Vision isn't clear. You got Logan Paul and Austin Theory. I think the story there is they're facing the Usos. Usos should retain. And if you want to see why I think that, check out my How I Would Book the Tag Team Division video. But the Usos and Vision are pretty much a lock, I would say. I don't see who else would face the Vision at Mania. They're already embedded in this feud with the Vision, and LA Knight's been there and all that stuff. So Usos versus the Vision should be a no-brainer. Now, I would love to see Logan Paul face Seth Rollins, because they were teasing that. But unfortunately, I think Seth has other plans with Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. I think that Brock is with Paul Heyman. That's going to trigger Seth to get involved, and that's fine, Seth versus Brock, but man, do we really want Oba versus Brock. We really wanted Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar. I wish that were the case. I kind of am hesitant now, because rumors, and of course we can't believe everything we hear, rumors are that Brock Lesnar does not want to lose until his retirement match, and he might not even want to lose the retirement match. If that's the case, then keep Oba far away from him, because Oba Femi cannot suffer a loss right now. He needs to be dominant, Goldberg-like streak for maybe a couple of years. He's a big deal. They're already positioning him to be a monster. Do not feed him to Brock Lesnar, who's on his way out the door. Don't do that. So if you're going to have Brock win his matches, I guess have him face Seth. But even then, Seth's redemption story against Paul Heyman would suffer, because he didn't get redemption. He lost to Brock Lesnar. So I don't know. It seems like a mess, but I think that that's not necessarily a lock, but I think that's where we're headed. Although if Brock is willing to do the deed for Oba at Mania, that needs to be the match. So that's what I think. Now, all these matches are either confirmed or where I think they're going. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 matches. That's 6 and 6. You're going to put Penta on the card, right? Because he's been your workhorse. I would assume he's going to defend the title. Maybe against Javon Evans, maybe against... I don't even know. I don't know where you would have him defend it right now with everyone else being tied up where they are. You have Logan Paul maybe, but that story's not there either. So this is where I want to get into the video. I named 12 matches, 6 for night 1, 6 for night 2. We don't have a spot for the... well, no, I think we do. I think that hour leading up to Mania on ESPN, we have El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano, mask versus mask, which I think Chad Gable should lose, by the way, because he needs to go back to doing something else and just have Ludwig Kaiser be El Grande Americano forever, because he's done the best work of his career as that. I have no spot for Gunther. Is Gunther and Rey Mysterio going to happen? Does Gunther have other plans? If Seth faces Brock, where does Oba Femi fit into this whole thing? Again, Javon Evans, LA Knight, Sami Zayn, I don't have a spot for. Trick Williams, I don't have a spot for. We go to the women, I don't have a spot for Jordan Grace. I don't have a spot for Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. I don't have a spot for Asuka. I don't have a spot for Natty. I don't have a spot for... Here's the biggest one. I teased in the beginning of the video, one former world champion may not make it. Where does IYO SKY fit into anything? If we're going to get Tiffany Stratton versus Chelsea versus Julia, then IYO SKY's not there. Is IYO SKY going to face Bayley for the Intercontinental Championship? The story's not there. You're going to have one of your best women performers not even on the card. Because all the people I just mentioned, that's another like 4 or 5 matches to get all those people on the card. I already have 12. And you're not going to fit 5 on that 1 hour show on ESPN. So someone's missing WrestleMania. And that's a big problem. Like, you need to have all your stars on there unless you're going to do more than 6 matches a night, unless you're going to do 8 or 9, which I don't see them doing. But even then, where are the stories? Where does IYO SKY fit? Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, the Bella Twins, Irresistible Forces, that could be another match at WrestleMania. That would fix a couple of those problems, but you still have, Gunther. Where is Gunther going to go here? Is he not going to be at WrestleMania? Maybe against Rey Mysterio? I don't know. Drop in the comments what you think. Do you think there is a spot for these people that I mentioned that don't have a clear direction? Are they going to fit on the card somewhere? Drop in the comments if you like my locked-in matches, the ones that I think are going to for sure happen. Drop it all down there. I want to read all your thoughts and maybe feature a video leading up to WrestleMania with all these thoughts and your predictions, what you think could happen. So WrestleMania all together looks like we're going places, but there's a lot of detours of superstars that aren't going to make it, and that's unfortunate. So we'll go through it week by week. We'll go over it, but until next time, we'll see you on the next one.